in a human experience, not the other way around. In the Vedic sciences, this deeper self is called the Kala Purusha. Kala means time, and Purusha means essence. It's like the spiritual essence. These are general interpretations. Each of us exists not only as a mental physical entity composed of matter and energy, called Prakriti, but also as a spiritual transcendent entity with an essential cosmic nature called Purusha. So Prakriti is matter, form, and Purusha is spirit. So some translate the Kala Purusha to mean the cosmic man or the cosmic being. This is also accurate. But Kala means time and Purusha means spirit. So the spirit in time, or the being in time, which are the severed heads, and actions, the skirt of arms, are ultimately transformed through time. Thoughts and actions are subject to time. And this is Goddess Kali and her form. Look at that. Is that not beautiful? We have this garland of skulls chopping off the heads. And there are many stories where when she chops off a head, another head grows back. The great demons. And then everywhere a drop of blood hits the ground, a new demon springs up with more heads. So she's constantly just chopping and chopping and chopping heads. Why? Because we just get one idea after the next, after the next. It's the personification of how our mind just keeps growing more thoughts, more thoughts. We keep getting more heads. We don't have one head, we have billions of heads. And Kali is just busy chopping them all off. And so it's pretty amazing. It's an amazing image. You see, she has all these heads and these tongues and this head chopper, and she's holding one head, and she needs all the arms, and she needs all these weapons and all these arms to keep up with all of our heads. We keep growing. And arms. You see the dangling skirt of arms right here. These are all of our attachments. I have this. I want this. I'm grabbing onto this. I'm grabbing onto that. We're so attached. We're so attracted to want to grab onto something here in the world. But Kali says, no, I'm going to chop it off, chop it off, chop it off. So this is a very misunderstood deity. Again, so misunderstood. You know, people talk about, got to be aware of, Goddess Kali, this goddess of chaos and destruction and death. No, no, no. It's liberation. It's death of our ignorance, death of our falsity, transformation, and how time is going to transform us. Oh, I'm sorry, the mind is the 16th component, which governs the other 15. So we have 5 elements that correspond with the organs of action and the organs of knowledge. So, earth corresponds with the genitals and the sense of smell. Water corresponds with the anus and the sense of taste. Fire corresponds with the feet and the sense of sight. Air corresponds with the hand and the sense of skin, the organ of knowledge. And ether or space corresponds with the vocal organ as the organ of action, and the ear is the organ of knowledge. I'm going to go over this more, but this is how scientifically this works. We have elements, but then the organs of action are how we activate that element. So for instance, activating fire, what activates fire is the feet, which means once we're touched by fire, the activity that is produced is mobility, direction. We move towards something. And how do we move? Through the feet. So fire is the element, the organ of action, or what's called the karma indriya, which is the Vedic term. There's pancha mahabhutas, 5 elements, karma indriyas, organs of action, and jnana indriyas, organs of knowledge. But I'll keep it in English. But what happens when we are touched by fire is we get motivation to move, and we move through the feet. How we get knowledge of fire is through the eye. This is how we know where we're going. How do we know where we're going? Through the eyes. We can see. Fire allows us to see. Just think of the sun rising. What happens when the sun rises? We want to move, and we see where we're moving. We get knowledge of where we're moving through the eyes.